1060 and 93.5 FM, Waverly, New Johnsonville, and McEwen. Austin Taylor with you. And it is that time of year again when, once again, the Humphreys County Parade will be, Christmas Parade will be taking place in downtown Waverly. And we're looking forward to, hey, Coach. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing wonderfully.
Joining me once again this year is Coach Larry Bradford, as we'll be doing a little play-by-play action for you here on the radio as the floats go by. Should be interesting. We do a nighttime parade.
Yes. It's been a while since we've had one.
I can't remember the last time we had a nighttime parade, to be honest with you.
I was still band directing at the time, and it was cold.
And like that. But we're looking forward to bringing you the parade this year from downtown. Good crowds up and down, good lighting in all the stores. And I want to remind you that the Mighty Gay Theater is open, by the way. If you want to grab some popcorn, you can swing by there and do that as well, because they would definitely want to you to come by and take advantage of their snack bar as you're waiting for the parade to start. So feel free to do that. And Coach, let's remind everybody, let everybody know who our sponsors are for today's event, real quick.
Our sponsor for the 2023 Humphreys County Christmas Parade are DSC Auto Parts, Eastbrook Animal Clinic, Camorras, Apex Bank, Humphreys County Funeral Home, Humphreys County Utility, and Humphreys County Utility District. We thank all these sponsors for sponsoring today's parade. And
that's just part of our sponsors. We'll go on and talk about it some more a little bit later. You ready for the Christmas season, Coach?
I'm getting there. You know, with 3 granddaughters, I've got to get ready.
You definitely got to get in the spirit quick, right?
Yeah, especially when they're 1, 2, and 3.
Well, we've already started playing Christmas music on WQNV. We'll continue to do that throughout December. We'll try to sneak a little bit in here and there. We're not going to OD on it just yet, and like that. But everybody seems to be in a good, jolly mood. Good night to be out. It's just chilly enough to make you feel like it's the holiday season, but yet not cold enough to feel like you can't feel your feet and hands anymore. So it kind of works out kind of well that way.
And your nose doesn't turn bright red.
There you go. And I want to remind everybody that the parade will be going from the 300 East Main Street, which is the First Baptist Church, and it'll be heading down to the Dollar Tree parking lot. That's the direction they'll be going, which is east to west, I believe, along Main Street here in Waverly, right past the courthouse and on down. There was actually people here at 3 o'clock staking out their territory along the parade route and making sure that they had the seat they wanted and a good view of everything like that. So, and a good crowd basically going into the parade. I mean, they've been here all afternoon, right?
Oh, yes, and it's a nice crowd. You know, we've people coming by we've known, waving, talking to you, and lots of them with little children.
Yeah, a lot of little children here. And if they throw candy out this year, you're going to get mobbed if you get between them and the candy, I guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
Guarantee you. Like that. So you're here with your wife, Coach, right?
Well, she's somewhere around. I think I saw her go get in the car and turn on the motor to warm up.
I didn't know she was doing that. I figured you could track her by the smoke of the credit card. She's been hitting all the shops up and down the strip here this afternoon.
Well, she hasn't spent any money yet.
And all the shops are open. Like I mentioned a moment ago, the Mighty Gay is open. You can take advantage of their snack bar. You can stop by there. They're also showing the Shift. It's an Angel Studio faith-based movie this evening. Feel free. That starts at 7 o'clock. The Waverly Cafe is open, and several other places along the route. And close Antique Treasures is open as well. And they're still wanting people to come in, take a look around there, pick up a unique gift for the holiday season.
My wife loves going in that place, and they're really nice people in there.
And Scott and Beth, we want you to come on by and say hey and see how things are going. And I've been really impressed with the crowd. I mean, wow, looking down towards the First Methodist Church parking lot, and it is just cram-packed of people and cars down there. Earlier and a little bit further down on the route as well, it's really there. So I know all the businesses and stuff appreciate this because it generates a lot of foot traffic for them going into the parade and immediately following the parade, particularly if they're selling hot chocolate. I think that's going to be a very popular item here this evening.
I know Compassion Church has a stand set up across the street from us.
They've got a free hot chocolate along the route there. You can take advantage of that as well if you don't want to buy one. But it's a good night. Come on out. Still a little bit more time. Everything kicks off at 5. That's what time they say it's going to kick off, is at 5 o'clock. Of course, if you've ever been involved with a parade, you'll realize that nothing ever starts on time with a parade. Always a little bit of a delay or a little bit of a little bit of thing getting up to speed when they're coming down the road there and stuff like that.
And then when you've got the bands and stuff, you can't outrun the bands.
Yeah. And hopefully, now you looked on the list earlier. I know McEwen band's here, right?
And Waverly High School is going to be number 11 in the parade.
Waverly Central will be here, and the McEwen and I got to see the McEwen Pep Band last night at the ball game. Those guys were cranking it up. Be good to see the Marching Tigers this year to see what they did. I know a lot of people were enjoying their halftime shows during football season and like that. So it'll be good to see them and a lot of other familiar faces along the way as we go along. In
fact, Waverly went to Linden last night and marched in the parade down in Linden.
Oh, cool. That's really good. And we've also, of course, we'll kick things off with the police cars, the fire engines, and all like that. So it's always good to kick off the holiday season. All
these people love to make noise with their sirens.
And they do. They really love to make the siren go off. They really. And
I don't know anybody that does that.
Also, we're looking forward to a few things along the line. We've got the Jeep Club will be here again this year. I know they'll be in there. And every float, every vehicle has to have lights on it. So it should be very festive and very bright looking as they go by tonight. We'll be talking about that. Also, of course, we got all the queens from the fair, and the homecoming queen and her court from Waverly Central will be here tonight. We'll be talking about them a little bit later. And also, we've got my all-time favorite to close out the parade. The man himself, Santa Claus, will be here, and the horses. They always put the horses last, and I don't blame them.
Yes. When I was in high school, we went to the Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington.
Yeah.
And the horses were in the front of the parade.
Oh, that made it really interesting.
Especially since at the time we were wearing white shoes.
Oh, that was definitely an interesting Christmas there.
And you knew if you got out of line, the band director would kill you as soon as the parade was over.
I think you have a pretty good excuse, though. I really do. I like that. But, holiday season has officially kicked off at the tree lighting ceremony this past Thursday down there by First Federal Bank. The official tree of Waverly has been lit, and the shopping season is on the way. And as you mentioned, a lot of people with young children here tonight, and I'm sure a few grandkids around as well.
And, we need to shop local, keep our tax dollars here in Humphreys County. And these local merchants really work hard to please the people here in our county.
Well, they do. And again, we've talked about this on Tennessee Valley Views and with some of our guests before, the fact that, yes, there's some larger towns within driving distance of Waverly, but check out what the merchants have here first before don't make your first impulse to go to Clarksville or Dixon or Jackson or Nashville. Find out what's here local and spend your money here.
Oh, that's sure.
And just before we start hearing the sirens, just before we get things a little bit too close, let's remind everybody who our second group of sponsors are.
Our sponsors for the 2023 Humphreys County Christmas Parade are Lance's Pizza, Maywood Lewis Electric Cooperative, Shelter Insurance, your local agent, Saul Beard, Humphreys and Houston County Soil Conservation District, First Bank, and Vintage Treasures. And we thank all these five sponsors.
And Coach and I are in the dark tonight. They do not have the courthouse lit up. And so
that's because we have faces for radio.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're like, we don't want to see them too clearly there. And now I'm going to tell you, we're out in the open, and we're out in the open because Mayor Buddy Frazier predicted to me this afternoon that we did not need a tent. We didn't have to worry about it because it was not going to rain. It was his instinct. It was not going to rain. So if it starts raining tonight, we've got to remind Buddy that we don't need him predicting weather anytime soon.
Oh, yes.
You can hear the official sirens kicking off. The police escort is getting close by. I can start seeing some red and blue lights down the street back towards the Baptist Church in the Waverly City Hall. So it'd be pretty interesting. And, of course, as always, we'll start off with the Color Guard, which is a local Boy Scout troop, which will be doing that. So we look forward to them kicking things off. And the crowd is on its feet. Everybody is anxious. You start hearing those sirens, everybody wants to get up and say, it's here.
It's here, yeah. And don't forget, if you've got time, go by the new Johnsonville State Park. They've got their displays on now. They've got the Christmas season going out at the State Park Museum.
They do. They're at the Visitor Center. They got the Hall of Trees out again this year. A lot of businesses came in.
There's something there about Blue Christmas.
Yeah, we got Waverly, the WQMV's got their tree there this year. Our theme is Blue Christmas and a little Elvis Presley there. on the tree. And so come on by and check out some great trees. The Election Commission has their tree there. The 4-H does. The Humphreys County Fair and many others, the Lions Club, are there. So come on by and check those out. They always do a good job. They spread those trees out through their museum there, and it's always cool. Say hi to Ranger Bob down there and everything. In fact, it's kicked off this week, and it officially kicks off tomorrow with a holiday party, and then throughout the week into Christmas, you can stop by and check out the Christmas trees there at the state park.
Gonna start singing "It's the Holiday Season."
It's honest, and if you're not ready, you are in trouble. Oh, look here, we got the sirens going off here. We're real close with the. With those glaring lights, you can tell. I think that's the honor guard on the backside of those Humphreys County and Waverly police cars and deputy cars as well.
Yes, and you can see the blue lights and hear the sirens and not worry.
Now, I thought it was real cool that they said, okay, one of the requirements of floats this year is everything has to have lights on it. Well, the Boy Scouts, in their traditional always being prepared, each of the Boy Scouts of the color guard are covered in Christmas lights.
Oh, yes.
They're actually lit up, and it's pretty cool. I like that. Humphreys County Sheriff's Department Sheriff Chris Davis leading the way in the truck, and I can't believe he's actually throwing out candy out there, and everything. Always good to have the chief run.
Yeah,
and right behind him is Chief Gillespie, the police chief of Waverly, and his cruiser there, and lights are everywhere, and right behind them is the Boy Scouts, who are all lit up in Christmas lights. I think it's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. They all have Christmas cards. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's Troop 2 of Humphreys County, the Boy Scouts. And right behind them is, of course, the fire engine. Coach, tell them what fire engine there with a Grinch in the back of it, I believe.
Oh, that's the antique fire truck from here that you normally see through the glass windows. They've got it out going down the road tonight.
And that's a fire truck that somebody who outbid everybody else at the United Way Good Neighbor auction got the right to ride on that truck right there as well. So with, I believe, Buddy Frazier is also on that one as well. There he is, Mayor Buddy Frazier on the back end of the truck. They're throwing out a little candy and everything like that. And well lit up. Look at all the lights all over that, Coach.
Oh, yes, man. And those are the old big lights, too. That's not the little LED ones. Those look like Christmas lights.
They really do. And, of course, right behind him is County Executive Mike Progriva. And he's driving his little, looks like, what is it, a 62? 60 pickup truck?
Yes, I think it's an old 64, 62, something like that.
And he's got Scooby-Doo in the back of his pickup truck. Yeah. And but he's got his got revolving lights in his. And right behind him, Coach, what do we got behind him? That's another fire truck. Which one is this?
I think this is one of Waverly's.
Okay. And I think it's City of Waverly. Yes. Engine number 7, fire department. And like that. And what is that? Is that a fire rescue truck? What is that, Coach?
That is a pumper.
Is it a pumper?
Yes, that's a pumper. It's got the deck gun up on top, and the walk-through panel, which is nice to if you're operating off the thing. You can see all the fire scene from those walk-through decks.
Yep, there you go. I like that. And hoses piled up in the back. And I think this is a rescue truck here right behind that, Coach. It's a little hard to see with the flashing lights in our face, but it says City of Waverly Fire Department. So,
yes.
And a little rescue truck there. And
then we've got the Humphreys County fire trucks coming in.
And they got a little stalled out a little bit because kids were in the middle of the road grabbing candy. the fire truck stopped and got the kid out of the middle of the road. I like that. That's very, very, very generous of him to do that. Because they got a little excited there on him.
You don't know how much paperwork it is if you hit somebody.
I could imagine, and I don't want to find out. And always good to see the engines. Now, what kind of engine is this, Coach?
All right, this is their. If I can get enough light.
Engine 20. Engine
yeah,
21?
that's a pumper.
Yeah. And different from the last one because they don't have the deck gun on that one.
No, this has got a side pump panel on it.
Very cool. Like that. And
that's their main engine from Station 2.
Very cool. And right behind it is yet another, and I think this is the rescue truck, isn't it? Looks like it anyway.
That's a tanker.
Tanker? Is that that's Humphreys County?
That's Humphreys County. That's Tanker 2. And behind that's the rescue truck, is an ambulance.
And they've actually converted that into the County Fire Department rescue truck.
Yeah, that's a rescue truck. That's the one, if you come up, they'll have all the jaws of life and all the tools to get you out if you're trapped in a car wreck.
And definitely...
and I know this next car.
What's this one, Coach?
That's Chief Dale Allen's Chief's car from New Johnsonville.
You kind of familiar with that one, huh, Coach?
Oh, yeah, I see that all the time. And then this is Engine 4 from New Johnsonville.
And
that's a pumper.
That's a pumper, and it doesn't have a deck gun on it, though, does it?
Yes, it does. It has a deck gun. It's got a driver throwing candy at us.
And here we got the local ambulances now. The ambulance service. This is first call. Yeah, first call ambulance.
First care.
And always good to see them. And then right behind them is our Advanced Auto Part truck, which is decked out with all kinds of lights. And they're pelting people with candy tonight, boy. They're not holding back at all on the candy. But it is definitely it's chaos here. The kids are having all kinds of fun with this.
Oh,
and
yes.
We got ourselves a little bit of a Jeep also, I think, as part of the Advanced Auto Parts.
That Jeep is covered up in lights.
And I love people sitting on the back and tossing out candy from the back of the Jeep. Always kind of cool.
And got the tailgate down.
And I hear Waverly Central down the street. They'll be coming up here in a few moments. And like I said, Advanced Auto Parts has several of their vehicles here decked out. And up next is the American Red Cross truck, which is one of their vehicles they send in for relief during things. We've kind of seen them before here a little bit. And if I'm not mistaken, Coach, coming up next, this is one of those little vintage cars that are like, hey, I remember when cars looked like this.
Yeah, that looks like one of the old, I started to say it was a Chevrolet truck, but
no, it's a car.
It's a car, but it's a long car.
It looks like one of the Chevrolet Impalas.
But a little puppy dog on top.
I love the puppy and the big white wall tires. That's huge. And of course, here's the final part of the Advanced Auto Parts thing, which is the trailer with the Grinch on it, kids flowing candy off the back end. Of course, that's a side-by-side pulling it. And kids, I love to see kids in the parade because that's always fun.
Oh, yes.
And speaking of fun, this is the Waverly Central High School Marching Tiger Band.
Even the band director's decked out in lights.
There you go. They're wearing the color guard are all decked out with lights. They got lights on their instruments. Like I said, fulfilling the requirement of having lighted on all floats.
Lights everywhere.
I love the drums in the back. They've got the bass drums all decked out with lights on it as well. And as the tradition goes, when they go by the radio station, what do? They start counting time. They stop playing. They do it every year on us. And like,
too bad
guys.
I don't have my whistle right. Give them a command to play.
Give them a command to play, Coach. I love it. And but Waverly Central band. How many members you think, Coach, are out there on the band?
I think they've got 40-something this year.
All right. And always strong performances. They try to do very good. They used to compete a lot. Do they still compete occasionally?
They have this year. I think they went to about 2 or 3 contests this year.
Well, like you said, they were marching in somebody else's parade last night. So they are definitely doing that. And here we go. Hey, they're picking up the pace. There you go. They're going to play.
They're fixing to play.
They're ballet.
Trombones with lights on them.
I love it. Followed up by the Waverly Tiger marching band trailer. Always a kind of cool thing.
Yeah, that's nice to carry equipment when they travel.
Yeah, comes in real handy.
You don't have to put it all on the bus.
Always a good thing. And coming up next
is the Forbidden Shields float.
Yeah, with cars, trailers, and motorcycles. In case you haven't figured out what that noise is in the background, that is Rolling Thunder, the great motorcycle team. And I love the float themselves. The float decked out. It's a standard barnyard Christmas scene with an old-fashioned barn in the background.
And Spider-Man in the front.
Spider-Man in the front. And who's tossing candy. He's got a good arm on him. Sign him up for the baseball team.
Oh, they got Wonder Woman, too.
Oh, that's cool. And again, lights are, and all the motorcycles have lights on them as well.
And their trailer is decked out like a radio flyer wagon.
Yeah. It looks just like one. Very good. You know,
There's no need talking with the motorcycles.
That says it all right there. I always like the motorcycles. I always think they're really cool, and the guys get a kick out of it. But it's so neat. You go about 2 feet and you got to stop. 2 feet and you got to stop.
Oh yes. And the thing is, they have these big, loud Harleys, and when I ride with them, I've got my little 250 Honda. You can't even hear it.
It sounds like a chainsaw. I did. And we got a Jeep coming up here. This is kind of cool. This is Teresa Green and her Jeep, but it is decked out from wall to wall, side to side, even in the fender wells with lights for Christmas. And this is kind of cool. They've even got a little elf hanging on to the spare tire in the back. And very nice.
Elf on the spare.
There you go. And they are definitely having a ball. And following up on this,
we've got the CTE float,
which is a 16-foot trailer decked out like a big gingerbread house. This is cool. And a good job on that. That looks like a real gingerbread house. Somebody did some work on that one.
Where's the Wicked Witch who wants to cook Hansel and Gretel?
That works out. Let's eat the house instead.
Oh, yes.
And up next, we got the Humphreys County Tractor Club. Is coming up with 3 tractors. They're going to pull most of them this year. They're not riding in the parade this year. But this is a classic. Is that a John Deere?
I think it's an Oliver.
Oliver? Well, they got the. I know it's got a steering wheel. He's got stick steering.
It's got tracks on it. It's a tractor, a tracked tractor.
And what's really cool about it is it's sitting on the back of the float, but it's actually running because you can see the little flap on top of the exhaust pipe popping up and down, and like that. So kind of cool. And whose bus have we got here, Coach? Compassion Church?
Compassion Church's bus.
Which is colorful and decked out with lights.
Of course, there's one out on Gorman Road, and there's a couple more in the county, too.
Yeah. I think they're building one up in McEwen. I saw a sign the other day for that. But they are definitely decked out with all kinds of Christmas lights.
And again, if lights, you can read their sign.
Yeah. And what's neat is they got a couple of inflatable elves hanging out the windows. So you look like, oh, look here what we got. And
along with the real elves.
Along with real elves running around as well. It's kind of nice. And, Coach, I'm looking at this one. What are we looking at, 46? I cannot tell. It looks like definitely a Chevrolet.
All right, Debbie, what kind of car is that? You're the antique car nut. Yeah. I have antique tractors. My wife wants antique cars, but she can't afford them.
It looks like a 46 Chevy,
doesn't it?
I'm not for sure. And like that. Of course, up next we've got Studio. What is this? Is this Studio S? Yeah,
Studio S.
Yeah, which is the
with neon signs on the side
and
R&J
dance group with that, and they've got an inflatable Rudolph sitting in the back of their truck. And the dance troupe is walking along. I would hate to be breathed in exhaust all the way through this parade here.
Oh yes,
Coach. I'm telling you. And up next, we've got a nice little van here coming up from Sparrowhawk. This is Sparrowhawk Mobile Detailing. If you want your car decked out, they'll deck it out for you. Whether it's putting on fancy lights on the headlights or lights in the fender well of your vehicles or just any other kind of detailing you're looking for, they will do it. Sparrowhawk Detailing, aircraft, autos, and marine, boats, planes, and automobiles. Perfect for the holiday season there.
And I got elves riding on the sleigh on the float.
And we've got, which was decked out like Santa's sleigh there.
Oh, yes.
And we've got R&D Towing coming up here in just a moment.
Let's see, 2023 Humphreys County.
This is that Emily Forrest?
Emily
Richardson. Yeah. This is we got a little some of the fair.
That might be the tiny Miss Ferris of the fair.
Yeah, coming by. And then we got a truck and trailer coming by here, which is Force, which is one of the dance groups, I believe, in the county. And they got a parcel full of kids who are slinging candy everywhere. I love this. Followed up by some of the older dance members following up behind the trailer.
Got one little girl in a little hoodie that looks like a little polar bear.
Yeah. And again, a lot of more kids I've seen in Humphreys County in a while out here participating in the parade tonight. They're going to do a little dance group here, a couple of tumbles, a couple of jumps, and on asphalt they're doing that. Coach, we can go try that, Coach. We probably wouldn't walk for a week. And the little one there went what's about 8 years old, just went all the way down the road there. That's pretty cool.
Now, about 50 years ago, I might have done it.
Well, I got news for you, Coach. 50 years ago, I still wouldn't have done it. And I believe this is the Ascension St. Thomas float, if I'm not mistaken, which is, again, another large gingerbread house with a lot of little cute
gingerbread man. You can't catch me.
Yeah, little cute kids on there and lollipops, and just a great job. Love the lights. They've really done a great job with the lights. And if I'm not mistaken, we're about to encounter the Jeeps of Humphreys County, but that's no Jeep.
That's a Charger.
That is a Charger right there. And I can't tell if it's a new or an old, but it is a Charger. And boy,
I think that's an old one. We were up at the Dodge dealership the other day. They had a new one out there, and my wife was looking at the price tag on it. Yeah. And when it's 6-digit price tag, it's a wish list.
Yeah, it's a wish list. But that is an original right there. That is in good shape. I love, and it sounds like a Hemi engine. Now we got Jeeps everywhere. This is Jeeps of Humphreys County, and they're fairly decked out with some lights here. But I love the last Jeep in the line has got a full American flag across the front of the Jeep. It's really kind of cool. It's lit up. I like that. Jeeps of Humphreys County, if you're a Jeep owner, they'd love to have you be a member. And they also participate in all the parades. And then back during the summer, they had a big Jeep convention down at Loretta Lynn's, and they did an impromptu parade down through Main Street with all the Jeeps lit up with big lightable rubber ducks on top of them, because that's the thing now with Jeeps. You get a rubber duck to invite you into the club and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, our neighbor has one of the new Jeep trucks.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and their whole dash is full of those little plastic ducks like you could pick up at the fair.
Yeah.
With the numbers on them. And they said that's the thing. You meet another Jeep person and you swap ducks.
You swap ducks. It's a weird little thing, but they do it. And this one here, by the way, is not a new one. This is one of the classics. This is 2024. That's a year before mine. And that has a straight 6 engine in it. They don't have many of those around these days. They don't have the straight 6 engines in them anymore.
That sounds like an old Chrysler.
Well, yeah, it is. And right behind it is a 79. You can tell it's a 79 because of the square headlights on that one there. It's a hardtop, too, which is kind of rare for that particular vintage. Also, you see how much higher it sits than the other ones?
Oh, yes.
It's higher and narrower, and so you had a little problem tipping over when you did the hills the wrong way.
Rollovers.
Yeah. And right behind that is a brand new Jeep, the new models, and you can tell that from the door handles, and the fact that, but it's a little elongated, a little bit longer. And this is the final Jeep in the procession here. It's got a lit American flag across the hood in Christmas light, beautiful. And underneath the fender wells, they've got the lights in the fender wells as well. It's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, the little light. That's the thing now with a lot of them, with those underlights.
Yeah, and it's become very popular and like that. I think up next is the Kennel, which is Stanley Kennels, which is their truck and trailer. Their trailer looks like a replica of Santa's sleigh and has a big dog there throwing out candy.
And their sign is a big dog bone.
Yes, I like that. Very cool. And while we got a little pause here, let's remind everybody who our sponsors are.
Our sponsors today are DC Auto Parts, Eastbrook Animal Clinic, Camorras, Apex Bank, Humphreys County Fuel Home, and Humphreys County Utility District. Thank you to all these fine sponsors.
And I love the replica of the sleigh. They even have the headlights on the front of them, the old-fashioned candle headlights on the front of that sleigh. Pretty cool.
Storm lights.
And we've got another Miss Teen fairest of the fair in a convertible, and convertible is right. This looks like, and it is a Mustang convertible, and one of the newer models. And you hear him revving up his engine a moment ago just to kind of show off.
Oh yes, Of course, I love the classic Mustangs. The new ones
they're not the same.
Are weak copies.
Yeah. You give me a 68 or even original 64, 65, they're beautiful.
Oh yeah, 66.
And here are
the Waverly Central cheerleaders.
High school cheerleaders, and they are in a nice little GMC truck, and got to see them last night in action down in up in McEwen.
They got a workout there, didn't they?
They did. They really did. And now also the junior high cheerleaders are in there with them as well. So they got both sets of cheerleaders.
And following that, we have the Mamie Cantrell Foundation.
Right, which
truck and a trailer.
Truck and a trailer, and the trailer is loaded with bags of gifts, and they've got little members of the organization walking along beside it, and
they've got a Santa in a white outfit.
A white Santa, yes. This is to distinguish him from the one closing out the parade, I'm sure.
Either that or he's been riding in the snow too long.
But really an interesting little flag. But they also got a lot of UT flags. I mean, he may be in an orange Santa suit, for sure. We got a lot of UT flags on that particular float right there. And of course, speaking of bands, this is a band we heard a lot last night as well. This is the McEwen High School marching band and cheerleaders.
The Marching Warriors. This band has really grown and gotten better over the last 2 or 3 years. The current band director is doing a great job with this group of young people.
Well, they really are, and the fact that they're got new members coming in all the time. They actually got a waiting list of people wanting to come in and be a part of it. So used to, they would allow it all the way down to the 8th grade to participate in high school band. Now they got a waiting list for those 8th graders. They've got so many people in high school wanting to play with them, and they are really, really good. The pep band last night was just rocking the gymnasium down there. And up next is the
Vietnam veterans,
Wayne Wood and friends. And we want to thank the Vietnam Veterans Organization of Humphreys County. Does an outstanding job of working with veterans here in Humphreys County, and they are always there when military members and their families need help. We appreciate that organization very much. And nice trailer and truck combo.
And they got a guy in the back that looks like Uncle Si.
It really does, yes. And up next, I believe, is Andy and Jessica. This is nope, they're not there. I don't see a golf court. That must be that golf cart side. We got a new one here.
This must be the American Legion post.
It is. It must be, because that looks like a. No, that's the Vietnam
veteran still. Yes,
that's the trailer. Yeah. Yeah.
They've replaced the trailer. You know, several years ago they had a trailer like this that got stolen.
Yeah, they did. This is the Rudolph T. Hicks Chapter 1053 of the Vietnam Veterans of Humphreys County. This is a golf cart. Now, I actually can recognize a golf cart there, Coach. And that's Andy and Jessica Essery in that. And they're tossing can. They got lights all over. Man, that's a golf cart there, Coach. That's what it is.
That's a king size.
That's a 6-seater there, buddy.
Well, the back 2 seats are where your golf clubs are supposed to go.
Oh, okay. And this is the American Legion Post 34.
Humpty Dumpty. That's Frosty.
That's Frosty the Snowman there, and a lot of great flags and a lot of great veterans on the back of the float there. We appreciate them very much, and we appreciate their service here for us. And American Legion, again, very active.
And they're doing a fundraiser to redo the building down here on
Church Street.
13 North of Church Street. And
they need some repairs to the building, and they're doing a fundraiser. And if you've got the opportunity, donate to that, because they do a lot of great work for the veterans here in Humphreys County. And we appreciate all they do. They were very active during the flood, too, helping out veterans' families and things like this. Humphreys County, I don't see a Humphreys County school bus, do you?
I do not.
Okay, so that means that up next is the Humphreys County schools bus. I already did that. And this is the homecoming queen coming up in a car.
Let's see, we had a Jeep.
That was a Jeep, and this is a truck.
And now we got a float.
And I love this when they stick in these last-minute changes in the float order here. It's kind of cool, especially when they keep us up to date and stuff like that. Yeah. And this is a nice float. Arch of lights there, and great people.
And Christmas trees
everywhere. It's like a little forest in the back of that tree. And here's all the reindeer and elves in the back of this next particular float. And again, great lights. I love the lights and stuff.
That's why they moved it to 9th this year, so they can have lights.
Well, they've done a good job of making sure everybody's got. Oh, there's the school bus. So these are all in front of the school bus, Coach. So they've done a great job of adding to this, and just really lights everywhere. Now here's something you don't see very often. It's motorcycles. Okay, we've got motorcycles here on a trailer. and they are like elves driving the motorcycles, bringing Santa through the snow. That's why you hear these motorcycle revving up, but it's on the back of a trailer, of all things.
If you're on a motorcycle, you can definitely go dashing through the snow.
Definitely. And this is a cool little float. Man, they got this thing decked out with lights there. Was that 2?
And he's on a 3-wheeler, so he doesn't turn over.
There you go.
A red motorcycle.
And now that's the way to travel. It's on the back of a truck there, and a trailer there. And we got ourselves a vintage Jeep. This is a 1975 Jeep CJ. You don't see CJ7s that often anymore. And that sucker is decked out. It's really nice. I love the way they got a Christmas wreath as a replacement for the spare tire in the back. And this is something Coach is familiar with. It's a bus.
Yes, from St. Patrick's.
And yeah, St. Patrick's school bus. And they are definitely, they got that lit up in there. I didn't know they could get that lit up inside of a bus.
That's a busload of nuns.
That's what it is, right there.
And now we've got Lola and Sass in a truck.
Yeah, right by. And again, love the way they've done out the wheel covers of the tires. They got lights all over that as well. And a little miniature Grinch as their mascot up on top of the Chevrolet truck that they are riding in.
Now, one of our local merchants that's down the street here, then across from the election commission, has the whole restaurant decorated in Grinch.
Really? That's cool. Now, here's guys that are new this year. We haven't seen them in a long time. This is the Humphreys County Shriners Club. They have not been out in force in a number of years for our parade, but they are back this year in full force and with members all decked out, riding on the back of their trailer.
Hey, Bubba, how'd you get that big motorcycle up there?
On that diving board. And really kind of cool. We appreciate them being back with us this year in the parade. And if I'm not mistaken, we got another homecoming queen coming up. This is
Jaden Cochran.
Yeah, the homecoming queen from Waverly Central, and this is not a car. They got her riding a car. That's a Jeep, and there's no mistaking that. It is definitely a Jeep. And matter of fact, that's a 2001 Jeep. Nice year.
And she's a soccer player too.
Is she really?
Yes.
Okay. Which is why
she was a freshman the year last year I coached.
Which is why she was a queen, right? Because she was a soccer player right there.
Oh, yes.
And if this is Magnolia Places, their float this year, they got several residents of Magnolia Place riding on the trailer. It's really nice. It's built up like a little Christmas scene that they're riding along with a silver Christmas tree. When's the last time you saw an aluminum silver Christmas tree outside of a Charlie Brown special?
I think my mother-in-law had one.
And but it's nice to see them out. They're enjoying themselves, throwing out candy. They're having a good time.
Oh yeah, we like that commercial where the 3 old ladies get on the sleds and go down the hill.
There you go. I like that commercial. I do. And this is our preteen Ferris of the Fair coach, McKinley Seps, and she is in. Is that I cannot tell what that is.
Looks like a Chrysler.
It does in the front end, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. But it's a nice little thing. She's stuck out the moon roof, as they used to say, the sunroof, depending on what time of the day it was. And this is an international tractor pulling a 4-H float. And how more appropriate can you get than that?
It could be a John Deere.
It's an international. I guarantee you.
I know it's international, but I said it. You said how much could you get better? It's a big green one up in the front.
Okay, if you say so. But the 4-H is very active here in Humphreys County, working with the youth at our schools, not only with them, but to teach them ways that and different items that they need to know. Everything from cooking to farm work with raising chickens to working with motors to debate, you name it. They are active, and it's a very active 4-H organization here in Humphreys County, and we're glad to see them in tonight's praise. I like their float too. It's really kind of cool.
Oh yes. Yeah, if you look at the local paper, there's a lot of stuff that 4-H is doing nearly every week. They have some of the kids in there. There's something they've done.
Now we've got little Miss Ferris of the Fair. She is sitting in a sleigh in the back of a 1930, I want to say 35, 36
Chevrolet
pickup. And she is just having a ball. They got her all lit up. They got under lights on her, and she's tossing out candy and having a really good time with that. And congratulations to her for being Little Miss Fairs of the Fair. And now we got
Barnett's Wrecker Service.
And now, if you're having a problem right now with your car, you are not going to get wrecker service over the next few moments. All the wreckers are tied up in the parade.
Well, now they've got two rollbacks in the front, which is what most of us normal people would use.
Yep, but the very back.
Behind that, they have the heavy-duty ones they get the big 18-wheelers with.
They do, and they got all the lights going here now. We appreciate them being in the fair this evening.
And, you know, it's interesting when we go out on wreck scenes and watch these guys come in, these big wreckers, the way they can ride those semis and pick them up and move them around. They know what they're doing. And it's really interesting watching them work.
You know, and it's not just hook the car up and drag it up on the back. They got to really know what they're doing to do it right.
Oh, yes.
And when they're working with the big semis, you know, they're under pressure because most of the time those semis they're blocking traffic and blocking roads, so they're under pressure to get that thing out of the way, and they do a great job.
Yeah, that's what the little firemen are out there for. It's directing traffic.
Directing traffic.
Because the policemen have somewhere else they need to be.
Yeah, we got 3 large semi-wreckers and 2 rollbacks. So, and these are huge wreckers that will handle these big diesels. And there's not a lot of services that can handle something that big. But,
oh, no. We've got 2 or 3 around the area. Well, there's a little bitty kid riding on the back of that one.
Yeah, that's an itty bitty kid. Either that or that truck is so big it makes him look itty bitty. One of the two. And that is cool. I love the booms on the back of these things where they can just lift these suckers right up.
3 of them. You ever watch Ice Road Truckers?
No, I've seen the previews. You know, little spot set type things. I haven't seen the actual program.
They'll get trucks like this out on the ice and snow, riding semis.
Yeah. Now, coming up here in a few moments, I'm kind of interested to see this one because this is the Tennessee Tornadoes truck with float. And I'm not really for sure what the Tennessee Tornadoes are, so it might be interesting to see what that is, Coach.
Hey, it would be, you know. It has something to do with a lot of hot air.
I don't know. Either that or they chase tornadoes, they follow tornadoes, or they just learn weather. One of the two.
Well, they do have a tornado on the back of their float.
They really do, and it's lit up too, like everything else is. Well, those wreckers take up a lot of space, don't they? Those things are long.
They have to be. Some of the stuff they write is very heavy.
The Tennessee Tornado Organization specialize in teaching weather and how to read weather to young people. That is what they do. And they got a few of the members of the club on the back of the thing, the back of the float, and they are tossing. But you're right, that's a real tornado, or a real tornado, but a real symbolization of a tornado there. It's really kind of cool. Now, you were mentioning John Deere. We've got Santa on a John Deere coming up here, Coach.
Yes.
The United Farm and Home truck.
Lawnmower and a sleigh.
And a sleigh. And they've got inflatable Santa driving a John Deere on the back of this big old trailer.
And it's pulling Santa's sleigh.
It's pulling Santa's sleigh. Did a good job. And I like the little elf walking around behind it down there. Got a little elf all decked out in lights, Christmas lights as well, walking along.
And a Mrs. Santa.
And this is one big truck. This is a
AHC.
Yeah, which is a truck and trailer. Yeah, well, that's a piece of farm equipment right there.
That is a fertilizer spreader or grain truck where you would, when you're combining now, they don't do it like we did when I was farming.
They got a little kid walking along beside a truck, tossing out candy, and the tires on this vehicle is bigger than a kid. I mean, it's amazing how tall this thing is.
Well, they'll park that in the field. They'll fill it up with grain and take it to a bigger truck like a semi and dump the grain out of that while the combine's refilling again.
Very good. Up next, we got Miss Nashville Teen, and she is driving in I believe a Corvette, Coach. If I'm seeing that, no, that's a Mercedes-Benz with the convertible. And Miss Nashville Teen is from Humphreys County, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
And
behind her, we have the New Life Church. It's a truck and a float. We have a Christmas tree on the truck.
Kathy Mae Jackson is Miss Nashville team, by the way. Yeah, you're right. It's got a truck and a float, and it's got a little joy to the world, ho ho ho, and a little Christmas tree there, and some carolers on the trailer pulling behind it, which is really lit up. They did a good job on this one here.
They go, here we come a-caroling across the street.
And and I need to get you with Ranger Bob, don't I? The Waverly Elks Lodge is up next, and they have a nice pickup truck with some members in the back tossing out a little candy and having a good time.
Boy, that Jeep grew up.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Into a nice Dodge.
They must have fed that Jeep real well. But it says Elks on the side of the Jeep, on the side of the truck, so we're going to say that's what they are. And
then we got a side-by-side coming up next.
Three side-by-sides. And they are all decked out with lights and drivers. I think that was a late edition.
That may be the Tennessee River Trail Riders, because it says they have 4 UTVs.
Well, it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, but we don't know. But we got a big, huge, gigantic bus coming up here that's decked out like the Grinch. Got a set of Grinch eyes on the windshield and green lights all over it. So that's interesting. We'll have to see what that is coming up here in a few moments. And once again, let's remind you of our sponsors.
Humphrey County 23 Humphrey County Christmas Parade, Budget are DSC Auto Parts, Eastbrook Animal Clinic, Camor's, A-Paint Bank, Humphrey County Fuel Home, and Humphrey County Utility District. We thank all these 5 sponsors for sponsoring today's parade.
Well, Coach, that's an unusual way of decorating a bus right there.
You're a mean one.
Mr. Grinch. It is decked out like the Grinch. Everything from Grinchy eyes, the green lights all over it. And I'm not for sure who's in the bus, but it definitely makes a statement. That's no mistaking that at all. And they love the horn, don't they? I don't know.
Definitely.
I think they're trying to rush along the people in front of them. It's pretty cool.
That's our Humphreys County bus.
It is Humphreys County bus. And they got a dragon hanging out the back of it. Okay, this is interesting. I like that. And, Coach, we've got there's the Grinch running around dressed up like Santa here, all over the place.
There's one running down the street, one riding in the back of a truck.
And a few elves helping out the Grinch here. And this looks like the Sheriff's Department truck.
That one must have not been doing good. The Sheriff's got him.
Yeah. It's a Sheriff's Department truck, and they've got the Grinch locked up in the back. Now, Coach, this is an interesting semi.
That's an old semi tractor. No trailer, but
it is from the Grandpa's, and it's part of the Durham Farms.
And then you got another old semi tractor.
Grandpa Trucking. And we're going to have a little break here. It looks like they held them up down there a little bit, crossing 13, so we got a little bit of a break. But it says on the side of it here, it says the Durham County?
Count. C-O-U-N-T, Durham Count.
And it's Grandpa Trucking is on the side of the doors of each of those. Those are old. That's an old Mack truck there, and the one in front of it, I think, was an independent or another Mack.
Yeah, they're 50s, 60s models.
Yeah, I mean, that's like you see in the old movies there. I think I see a horse. I do. I see a horse-drawn cart coming up, Coach.
And behind that, we have
that's definitely
the guest of honor.
The guest of honor. It definitely is. I like this. They got lights all over the little Shetland ponies pulling the lead cart, escorting Santa in. Of course, we got the Clydesdales on the wagon pulling Santa down our parade route here. And they are decked out in lights as well. And it's a nice little parade, I got to admit. They did a great job putting it together this year.
Oh, the ponies are cute.
I like the ponies. They are cute. Look at the Clydesdales. They are not small horses, are they?
Here we got the tiny ones and the big ones.
And the big ones. And definitely one of the McEwen Farms there with the
Buchanan Farm.
Yeah. And of course we got, this is definitely another one because this guy is the guy himself. This is Santa right here in the white coach with the Clydesdales driving him down Main Street. And it's definitely Santa. Boy, the kids like Santa for some reason. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Especially if they're on the nice list.
Yeah, there you go. And followed up by all the horses. And all the horses are decked out in lights as well, even the tails of the horses. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. And that basically would draw it to an end for this year's Christmas parade. We appreciate the Humphreys County Chamber of Commerce putting it together for us. And we're going to go run down the complete list of all our sponsors here real quick.
Sponsors for the 2023 Humphreys County Christmas Parade are DSC Auto Parts, Eastbrook Animal Clinic, Camorra's, Apex Bank, Humphreys County Funeral Home, and Humphreys County Utility District. Lance's Pizza, Brainwell Lewis Electric Cooperative, Shelter Assurance, your local agent Saul Beard, Humphreys and Houston County Soil Conservation District, First Bank, and Vintage Treasures right here on Main Street.
And we want to thank all our sponsors for making the broadcast possible this evening. We want to thank all the participants in the parade. We had both high school bands out here. Cannot complain about that. And I think we had a good cross-section of Humphreys County represented in the parade tonight. And what a great crowd. They were very well receptive of everything that was going on and cheered on the participants. So we want to thank that. Coach, thank you for joining us again this year.
It's nice being here. You know, it's so nice to see a county. You know, we have a lot of land area, and we don't have a huge population, but they all get together to put on something like this and have this community spirit that just ties this whole county together.
Well, they do, and I like seeing them all come out and be a part of what's going on. And I think everybody takes pride in the fact that, you know, we've got a lot still happening here in Humphreys County, in Waverly. I think a lot of times we get a reputation for being, you know, that's where all the disasters happen. But in reality, we've got a lot of great living going on here in Humphreys County. And we appreciate everyone who participated in the parade tonight and everyone who turned out for it. A couple of quick reminders for you. Don't forget the Mighty Gay is open. Their concession stand is available for you. Popcorn and everything else is there. And they've got a showing this evening of The Shift, which is a faith-based movie. Got a chance to stop by and check that out as well. A lot of the other merchants are open down Main Street. Vintage Treasures is open over there, where you can find a unique gift for the holiday season. And not to mention many of the others are open as well. So stop in and check them out and help out our economy here in Humphreys County, because if you buy local, the taxes stay local.
And next Saturday, they're having the Polar Express.
Polar Express is pulling into the Mighty Gay Theater next Sunday afternoon, and next Sunday is also the traditional senior citizens dinner by the Elk Lodge. You can dine in or take out dinners down there at the Elk Lodge in Waverly. That's going on next Sunday as well. So we want to bear that in mind and take advantage of that as well. And a lot of great music will be coming your way on WQNV. We got some Christmas programs coming on. A lot of our weekly programs are picking up Christmas theme right now, so that's going on. And a lot of great rock and roll music from 1954 to 1964. So we definitely want you to keep tuned to WQNV, make us the soundtrack of your day. And we appreciate all our sponsors for making, again, possible the parade this evening. Coach, any final thoughts before we sign off for this year?
Oh, just wonderful parade, wonderful spirit from our county. And we hope everybody has the happiest and merriest of Christmases.
I want you to keep it very, very safe this holiday season. Take time to enjoy it, because every holiday is special. Anytime you get an opportunity to be with family, or you got opportunities to be with yourself and enjoy and reflect on what the year was about, is always special. And of course, it's never Christmas until we get to see It's a Wonderful Life and the Charlie Brown's Christmas special. That always makes it the official Christmas season there. So.
And one of the old Christmas carols.
Yeah, definitely. And, there's so many of them out, the versions of the Christmas Carol out. But I always liked the one with George C. Scott. That was always my favorite one. I thought he did a good job on the one he did and like that. But some of the older ones, particularly from the 1930s, were just awesome.
30s, and there's one from 50.
50, I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Sir Patrick Stewart
he did a one-man show on that.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. So definitely check it out and enjoy the holiday season. For now, for Coach Larry Bradford and myself and all of us here at WQNV, thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you down the road.
News to all the young.